So Camille, the question really is, I've talked about the backlog in some of my daily podcasts that this country will see in the family court system in terms of we're closed, nothing's being heard, and we can just imagine how long now it will take to get through the system. And the question really becomes, is it important to really rethink your goals with your attorney right now?
There is some breathing room right now that exists that allows us to spend more time with our clients developing that strategy, perhaps before we file something. So things aren't moving quite as quickly. I mean, I think we all know that, and we can all agree that that is what's going on. But in circumstances where either we can't file or we can file but can't obtain a hearing, attorneys are now able to consult with their clients and develop a real solid strategy for when we are before the judge. What is that going to look like? What is the evidence that we can create now that is ultimately going to help us in the actual court case? This is the time to do things like organizing those financials, get them together, get them accurate. This is the time when we can help our clients develop documentation to establish a status quo with regard to custody. What is actually happening within the house? Are you attending the parent-teacher conferences by phone? Are you attending doctor's appointments with your child? These are things that we can establish now during these weeks while we're essentially waiting for potentially a hearing. The third thing that we can definitely do right now is advise our clients, just like Erica was saying, how are you communicating with the opposing party? How are you going to text with your wife or ex-wife? What is that going to look like? These are the things that we're really able to get involved with our clients on now to help them in their cases when they do ultimately get set, when we do have hearings. What I'm telling my clients is, look, there is going to be a line. There is going to be a line of people that are going to need to get into court. Do you want to be number 5 in that line, or do you want to be number 105 in that line? And so really trying to get those goals and strategies going, get those filings happening, that's just really essential right now.
Yeah. You know, Bridget, we talk about goals and strategies. And, you know, with the, as Camille mentioned, you want to be 5 or 105. I guess the question becomes, and I've been talking about, it may be that the goals you set beforehand really are maybe less important and maybe a little too aggressive if your goal and your primary goal is to get this done sooner. So don't you think that guys should be really thinking about reassessing what's more important, expediency, or maybe back off a little bit on some of the aggressive goals and try to reach something a little bit less aggressive?
Sure. I think every case is different, so it kind of depends on what the issues are in the case. For example, Minnesota courts are not closed either. They're still having some in-person hearings for emergency issues, but otherwise you're looking at having hearings via telephone or Zoom, or hearings being canceled. So if you're going through a divorce and you initially wanted to get in court right away, you had to wait for your initial hearing in order to go to some sort of alternative dispute resolution process or mediation. Now might be a good time to say, you know what, the initial hearing got pushed off. So let's reach out to the other side. Let's agree to exchange information cooperatively, and let's go to mediation first. That might be a good way to make forward progress without actually having to wait for the courts to fully reopen and set your case on for its initial hearing.